And now I'm gonna pick up the box, and I am probably gonna regret this for the rest of the week. Scratch that, I'm gonna need a month. Ah! Don't fall down, don't fall down, don't fall down. Don't drop my fingers. I've done it, but you cannot see. So let me lift this up. I'm gonna do it just once, so enjoy. And then call 999, please. If I don't, you know, it just the camera turns off or something.
A few inches later.
So this is all the box. Huge box. And then, yeah, I've done it. I'm so proud of myself. Oh yeah, we're gonna go through this box that you saw actually in the thumbnail, so you didn't need to do this. My life. Sorry, I got stuck. My trousers got stuck under the box. I'm gonna leave the unbox for
12 seconds later.
thing. Bloody hell, you open it. Okay, and this is Devil's Knot by Mara Leverett. And this is the true story of West Memphis 3, and there is also a movie with these two, Colin Firth and Reese Witherspoon, which I have seen the movie many years ago. But how did I choose to actually get this book? So funny story, I've been watching Midnight Gospel on Netflix, and it's a really weird as fuck animation that basically I kind of get lost when I watch it, because if I watch what's going on, then I lose the thread of what is being said, and then vice versa. If I just listen, then I cannot follow up what's going on the screen. But it's crazy. So long story short, I was watching the cartoon, the animation Netflix, and I was curious about who was being interviewed in the episode. So I went online and found that it's one of the 3 young adults that were found guilty at the beginning of murdering 3 children in Memphis years ago. And the case kind of went viral, it was really famous, and then, you know, these kids spent a bunch of years in prison, and then turns out that they found some proofs that they might have not been the culprit, and that something on happened to these 3 little boys who were found in a river, horribly killed. So again, there is also a movie. I love true crime non-fiction, which this is. I think this is the real story, and I'm really curious to see what kind of proof they got at the beginning, and then how they kind of prove that these 3 kids didn't do it. I love to read non-fiction true crime and see the story behind, and just get more knowledge on what happened. So I also watched the movie, which was really nice. I would also suggest the movie if you don't want to read the book. But yeah, this book also looks really cool. So yeah, I think I'm gonna delve into this really soon. Then one day I was on Amazon and I saw a beautiful cover, and I couldn't pass that up because I am shallow like that when it comes down to books at least. And I found this, which is Under the Pendulum Sun by Jeanette Manga. No, I'm not gonna try this. Just read it for yourself. But can we appreciate this? It's a purple paperback and it looks stunning, and I think this is a gothic novel. Never heard of this before, and basically we've got our main protagonist who has to travel to Arcadia, the land of the Fae, where her brother has gone missing after going there to kind of spread word. I think he was a religious man or something, so he went to Arcadia, went missing, and our protagonist goes and tries to find him. And I think the Queen of the Fae or someone is not really happy to let him go or something of the sort. So it's a gothic tale with fays in it, and you know, I've got a beautiful cover. What could go wrong, right? Hopefully you won't see me in one of my wrap-ups in the future just listing things that actually went wrong with this, hopefully. So then I've got a couple of comics. I think I got more someplace, but I don't know. I've got Rick and Morty volume 9 and 10. I don't know. Okay, so this is 9 and this is 10, and I think the 11 volume is not out yet, and then there are kind of sub-series as well. So I've just collected the main one. I'm gonna show you some of the art. Love Rick and Morty. It's animation from Adult Swim. I hope I showed you something that could, yeah, it seems okay. Love the first 3 seasons, still not be able to get my hands on the 4th season. Let's not go there, otherwise I'll get sad and just go in a corner and cry. But anyway, yes, I'm also reading the comics, really liking it. The art is exactly the same humor. I think it's the same creator. So again, these, I'm sure nothing can go wrong here. I've already read a few volumes, loving them. Again, collecting the main series for now, but we'll definitely continue on. I will never get enough of Rick and Morty, like never. Like, that's my water that I take with me everywhere. And so yeah, that's how much I like Rick and Morty. So yeah. Then I got a Terry Pratchett book, going posta. These is number, I don't know, in the series. I'm collecting the series in this beautiful library hardcover edition, which you can find also on their website. I will link down below because I think I love their website. And when I actually bought these, we were already in lockdown, and they kind of sent a note like thanking me, you know, for supporting them. It was lovely, and I cannot, you know, wait one day to actually be able to visit the shop. I think it's somewhere in England, definitely not in London, or I would have gone there a long time ago. So yeah, again, I am reading, making my way through, well, not really this year, but last year I read a book a month. I will get back at doing so. Not many left, but I am collecting all of them in this beautiful cover. This is a fantasy humoristic series. Again, I will do a video about this cover in the future. It's really famous, so probably you've heard about this. But yeah, this is a chunk of a book and looks gorgeous. Then I've got a Dean Koontz book, which is Intensity. This is a classic #1 bestseller. So I think I found this from BookTube. I was kind of following like horror reviews or like really hard hitting books, kind of darker side, and someone recommended these on their channel. Honestly, it's been months and months now, so I struggle to remember the name of the booktuber. Again, I was looking for a recommendation because I clearly enjoy the genre, and I've never read a Dean Koontz one. I own other 3 by him, but because I am really shitty at tackling my TBR, I have not read them. But basically, this is about this lady who, her kind of best friend gets attacked by a serial killer in the making. She tries to save their friends. She follows the serial killer thinking the friend is still alive, but then turns out that the friend is already dead, and she gets trapped with the body, and she has now to save the next person on the serial killer list or something of the sort. That's what I got from the synopsis, at least. Sounds like a chasing game with a serial killer. So yeah, sign me up, just in the book, or not in real life. Just, I think it's gonna be highly entertaining, at least, hopefully. It doesn't look too bad. Then I have got the next book in the Charlie Davidson series, 6th Grade on the Edge. This is by Darinda Jones, and this is an urban fantasy with a lot of humor in it, and that's one of the main reasons why I love it. Again, the format is pretty much the same. You know, you've got our main protagonist. She is a private investigator, and she's also the Grim Reaper. So basically, people that died and cannot pass on, they find her, and she has to help them basically move on from why they're dead, what happened in the last moments of their life, and then so they can move on. It's not really new in the urban fantasy. Like, I've read tons of them, but because of the way it's written and our main protagonist and the humor in it, it does make it like a refreshing experience every time. It does make this unique, and it's one of the few series that I've actually still kept reading and reading, despite, you know, being many years since I picked up the first book. But again, definitely, if you want a light read but with a lot of humor and you like urban fantasy, you cannot miss this series. Then, if you have seen my wrap up that I do in the middle, not the wrap up that I do for the challenges, which I am, spoiler alert, really failing. But anyway, for the wrap ups of books that I read outside the challenges, and link up here and down below, I have been reading books regarding the O.J. Simpson case. I have read the book that he actually wrote with a ghostwriter. So then I wanted to read the kind of opposite side. I watched on Netflix The People vs. O.J. Simpson. didn't know who he was, to be honest, because where I grew up in Italy, that was not really talked about. I was too little also. So I guess, you know, I became curious, educated myself a little bit on what was going on, who was J. Simpson, Nicole Brown, and all that. And so now I think the last thing I would like to read regarding that and then close the circle is the book by Marcia Clark, who is the actually prosecutor lawyer, and this is without a doubt. And I think that's a recounting of what happened during the case and during the really long court procedure that followed. And yeah, it's just a non-fiction book, again, kind of true crime legal book with pictures in it, and I'm really curious. I've heard that then after the trial she went on and became kind of an author, so hopefully this will be also well written. And again, I kind of want to read these and, you know, watch the TV show. I've read his book, his version, I've read these. I think like by then I will have a nice picture, even if because I've watched the TV show I'm probably know already what's in all of here. I'm still curious to read, and you know, the more, because I might forget things because months have gone by. So yeah, it's just something that really interests me and I'm curious to see. It's The Hidden Valley Road by Robert Kolker. This is again another non-fiction book. As you can tell, I do love them. And this is about this family, American family. They had 10 children, and I think they're all boys, and 6 of them were diagnosed with schizophrenia. And I think this is basically their story. It's just a topic that, because again, because of my degree and because of my job, I'm really interested in all of that. But it seemed like a weird topic to write a book on to begin with. So I got really intrigued about what happened, and it's just, even the cover just looks intriguing. I don't know what to expect from this book. I don't know if it's gonna be more scientific or more like literary fiction. I don't know what's gonna happen with this book. I'm really curious, and I will let you know once I've read this. Then I have One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest by Ken Casey. And I love this cover. I have not watched the movie. Yeah, I know, shocking. So I wanted to watch it, but then I want to read the book first. And I love the pages, and I love the aesthetic of the book. So I wanted to read this. I know what happens because, of course, it's been spoiled to me many times. But I'm still really glad that I got a chance to actually read the book and then watch the movie. And then I found these very peculiar editions. There were other editions that I also liked, but this was one of the most weird ones. So yeah, again, this comes from Penguin, the deluxe edition. So yeah, happy to have these. Cannot wait to actually read a classic, modern classic that I will probably really enjoy, hopefully. Then I've got Everything I Never Told You by Celeste Ng. Then I got, I think that's how you pronounce the surname of the other, because it's the same letter, so Ng. But yeah, basically she wrote Little Fires Everywhere, which I've not read yet, but I will probably after this. I think this was published before, and this is about this family, Chinese Americans, that in the 70s they had this daughter he doted upon, and she was the favorite daughter, and she was really promising, and then her body is found in a lake. I think you follow the family during the aftermath, and maybe even what happens to the daughter. With I don't know if it's gonna be more of a crime side, but I believe it's gonna be more of a literary fiction about the family and what happens after this tragic loss they have to experience. I heard amazing review about this, so I cannot wait. I'm really these days I'm really picky about the books I pick up, so each one of them I'm really eager to read. I've done an haul recently of books that I had and was not interested in reading, or maybe I've read and not enjoyed. So all the books I've left or I loved or I'm really looking forward to read, and this is definitely one of them. I will link the on hold somewhere. Then I have got The Eye of the World by Robert Jordan, which is a book number 1 in the Wheel of Time. Yes, I've not read this. Yes, I love fantasy, as you might know after following me for a while, or if you're new, well, I love fantasy, I read a lot of fantasies, but I've not read this. To justify myself, I have to say that I was not really familiar with the series until I actually moved to UK, and so yes, I know that's shameful, but again, I am now, and I am looking forward to reading this beast, definitely. And I don't know anything about the synopsis. I honestly do not know. It's long. I know there are like bricks of books, and I know it's an epic saga fantasy, so I'm definitely on board. Everybody loves Viz, so hopefully I will be one of the many thousand who love Viz as well. Not sure what Viz is about though, so I'm gonna sneeze as well because Viz was dusty. Try to focus.
1 hour later.
I'm losing the battle.
1 eternity later. Eventually.
I think I've actually won the battle, so yeah, okay. I'm gonna read this chunk of a book soon, hopefully. Then I've got The Elementals by Michael McDowell, and I have heard about this on BookTube many times actually. This is a horror story, really short ones. It's about these 3 houses where basically they're kind of summer houses, but only 2 of those 3 houses are habitable, and the third one is slow willing, kind of like disappearing under a dune of white sand. But then, you know, these 2 families go there and inhabit the ones that are accessible, but the kids of the families, these kids, they know that in the house that is been abandoned, technically, in theory, there is actually something living inside and is giving them nightmares. I have heard amazing things about this. I am delving more into the horror genre. Leave your recommendations down below. I'm always checking the messages. I'm always taking your recommendations in consideration. So please leave recommendations, and especially for horror books. I am loving the genre. I would say that I love horror more than splatter, meaning that still has to be a plot that I might enjoy, not just, you know, brutal violence for the sake of it. I do enjoy a good horror with a good plot twist or with a good entertaining plot in it, basically. I hope that, you know, this is gonna stand up to my standards, which are really high, especially because this man, I think he wrote the screenplay of Nightmare Before Christmas and Beetlejuice as well, so yeah, the guy has a reputation to live up to. Then let's go through my Junji Ito. I'm collecting all of his works. These are Smashed and actually Shiver. Love these ones so much. And then the behind looks like this. Really famous horror manga author. And these are a collection of short stories by him, so it's not just one story. I'm going to show you some of the art. I'm gonna choose something really close to the beginning, so it cannot cause a spoiler. But yeah, collection of short stories by him. Cannot wait to delve into this. I Tommy recently, I linked my wrap up there. Enjoy very much, so I am looking forward to continue on. And again, these books look stunning. So I have to get them to the collection. And speaking of Junji Ito, I also have got No Longer Human. Love this. Can I show you? Can we talk about this book? Can we please? It's bloody expensive. It's really expensive, but you know what? Take my money. You deserve them. I already showed you the art, so I'm not gonna spoil anything here. I'm not gonna open up. But I believe this is an old story, so these are not short stories, these are old story. No idea what this is about. I know it's horror. I know I'm gonna be creeped out. I know I'm gonna love the art. I don't care about anything else, but I will give you a better synopsis when I do a wrap up. And also by him, I have got Gil and Uzumaki. So this is about spirals that appear on everywhere, pretty much. And I've read just a few chapters of this. This is the whole collection of all the mangas. And this is Gyo. I think this is about a fish that appears. And I guess it's weird as fuck or like really evil or something, I don't know. It's me that's been publishing all the series by him, basically in kind of this format for the whole novels, well, all collections of issues. And I've got all of them that are out so far. You can see my previous haul for the other ones. And so yeah, I'm so happy. The only one that I've not done so far like this is It's No Longer Human, but that book is so stunning, I really don't mind. I am loving this. They, I have to say though, they get ruined really easily because I've read Tommy, so I know. So lines appear really easily on, so just be careful with that. And yeah, I'm really protective of my books, as you can see. So I was a bit upset because they do get ruined a lot. So it's a pity the libraries are closed, because I would love to read them from the library, just keep them untouched. I will have to read them in this format, which I mean, I don't mind. I'm just really trying not to ruin them, and if you read them and you're not really extra careful, they do get a bit ruined. Some lines, nothing major, but again, sorry, I'm shut up, I'm just being a psychopath. But if you're a book collector, if you're here watching this, you probably love books as much as I do. So you know what I mean. You have that upsetting feeling when one of your books get ruined. It's just... Then, speaking of last comics that I've actually got, really quickly, I've got volume 7 and 8 of Rick and Morty. I knew I had more. So yeah, I love this one. Vampires, Rick and Morty, yes please. And the last comic I actually got, I think, is gonna be Fable. Let me open this. This is really sadly the last volume in the series. So I've been collecting Fables in the deluxe editions, and I've taken my bloody time to do so because they are bloody expensive. So you know, I have finally finished it. I've read up to volume 13, I think, so I've got just 3 volumes, max 4 to read through, and then I'm done with the series. And Fable is by mainly Billy Willingham. You got a lot of artists that also appear in some of the issues, and can we appreciate this? Thank you. Why I'm saying thank you? Just appreciate this, just, you know. Anyway, I was saying Fable is about, you know, all the fables that we grew up with, Disney fables, well, originally Grimm's fables, Cinderella, The Beauty and the Beast, all the kind of fables. They were living this other world, and then they got attacked by an enemy. Not gonna spoil anything. They have to flee. They move to New York, and they kind of reside, all of them or most of them, in a neighbor in New York now. And then a bunch of shit happens, and then, you know, all the stories intertwines, and you got, you know, the big bad wolf Bixby, which there is also a video game that I really enjoyed that is done on the theme of fables, and Bixby is the protagonist. I'm gonna put here the cover. I'm gonna come up with a new one, so yes, I'm gonna play with that for sure. But again, so Fable is a kind of famous in the comics genre. Is actually not thriller, but there is a lot of actually, you know, crude content in it. Not really too much fleshy. I would say that, you know, a young adult or a teenager could definitely read this, but there is its dark themes inside, which I really loved. And it's awesome. It's so entertaining. Love the art. I'm gonna show you some of the art. Love the art. Love everything about Fable, even when it's a bit like, you know, maybe that we follow storyline of a character that I don't particularly like. Because of the art, and because I know we're intertwined with other stories of characters I love, I'm still really enjoying it, and I'm so sad that it's over. But it's one of the series that I will read in the future for sure, 100%. And also check out the video game if you haven't, and if you know, look at the trailer, you might like it. And I don't know why I'm doing this for a video game. This is not sponsored or anything of the sort. I just generally love Fable and everything that has to do with it. Then I've got actually another Terry Pratchett, A Head Full of Sky, and this I acquired on their website, the ones that I've linked down below, because I couldn't find this on Amazon, and it's a new cover. Now I just told you that, you know, I collect the Discover series and the edition, but the Tiffany sub-series, there is no, as of now, edition in that format. So they did these new paperbacks, and this is the book that I need to read next in the series, I believe. So I needed to get my hand on that. Library are closed. I don't have any guarantee that they're gonna do it in the other format that I'm collecting the main series. So, you know, I'm not complaining. Just, can we appreciate this? Just, yes, it's fine. If, you know, if it comes up back in the library edition hardcover, I'm gonna buy it twice. I don't care. It's Terry Pratchett Disco World. It's my love, one of my many loves. And kind of,
Several bad puns later.
when it comes down to books, I've got many loves. I was trying to say it in a nice way, but no matter how I could say that, it didn't sound right. So no, I just have many loves when it comes down to books. Only to books. So yeah, I'll stop.
Eventually.
Then I have got the next one in the Dresden Files series by Jim Butcher. This is Full Moon. I've read the first one, never continued on with the series, and then I found in a charity shop the third one. Found out later on that was the third one, so I need to acquire the second one to continue on. Urban fantasy, Dresden. He is a wizard. He's really down his luck, and he's kind of working as a private investigator as well. And it's really famous urban fantasy series. The first book was okay, but I wasn't too impressed. However, I believe that one series is so long and it's so famous, I should give more definitely than a book a try. So we'll continue on because I didn't hate it or anything. It was just 3.5 stars, which is not too bad. So I'm continuing on and hopefully it will grow on me. I'm pretty sure it will because I love urban fantasies. And yeah, Dresden was pretty cool as well. Then I have got The Prisoners of Heaven by Carlos Ruiz Zafón. He wrote The Shadow of a Wind. Ultimate favorite books ever. So, I had to continue with the series. I read last year The Angel's Game, which is a prequel. Didn't love it as much. Not even half of how much I love The Shadow of the Wind. But this is a continuation of both. Basically, the prequel, The Angel's Game, left on a kind of a cliffhanger, but left an open ending, kind of, but left with many answers still to be answered. And then there is the story in The Shadow of the Wind, which is kind of self-contained, but apparently when the author has continued on, I believe, and that's just me being, just having a prejudice, I guess, that The Shadow of the Wind is like a one-off in the series. It's gonna still be always the best. So I'm not looking forward to, something that might topple that, because I doubt, but I'm still looking forward to see what happens to his characters. And I love his writing. I will read everything by him just because of the way he writes. It's a literary fiction with a bit of crime thriller in it. I would say it's also historical. It's kind of a historical thriller with a lot of literary fiction writing in it. So it's just really an entertaining and awesomely written story. And I'm looking forward to the sequel again, but I would definitely say Shadow of the Wind, it's worth a try. I cannot say about this because I've not read it yet, but Shadow of the Wind, my heart, it is. Then I have got Clockwork Orange by Anthony Burgess, I don't know. This is very classic, famous. It's a movie. I've already watched. I watched it many years ago, but I remember I didn't particularly love it. But I do want to try the book and see if maybe I like it more. Because honestly, the synopsis and the idea behind the movie, there's really no reason for me not to love it. So I don't know if it was just a movie format thing. And again, I don't have anything against Kubrick. I've watched his movies before and really enjoyed them. So I don't know if it was maybe that moment. I might try again after reading this, but I wanted to read this, and these are beautiful editions. And then I have got Lolita by Vladimir Nabokov. I've tried to read this when I was a kid, stopped for obvious reasons, I guess. I don't have to explain. But yeah, I wanted to give this a try again now that I'm an adult, and love the cover. It's really famous. I'm not going to tell you what this is about. It's kind of a weird thing to say I'm gonna read a book about that. So yeah. And lastly, in this huge box, we have another horror, which is 12 Nights at Rotter House by J.W. Ocker. And this is about, well, as you can imagine, a haunted house. We've got an author who has fallen off with his best friend, and he decides that he has to write his next book, and he's gonna self-isolate himself in a haunted house, because that's usually what you do, right? When you cannot write, I guess. I mean, if probably you are batshit crazy, that's what you would come up with as an idea. But anyway, he decides to go there. He calls his best friends, and he kind of asks his best friends to come to and see what they can work, and see if they can actually work on their relationship as well. So they go to this huge house who has as many rooms, as many people died in there, probably, if not less than actually dead people. This house is gonna have a lot of secrets, and also think it's about the relationship between the two friends. Again, this comes with glorious reviews. Love the cover. So yeah, I'm gonna give this a try and see how it is. I love haunted houses, as we kind of all do. I mean, I just love to read about them. I will never ever put myself in that situation, like I'm not gonna go to the haunted house. Doesn't matter how much you pay me, I'm not gonna get in. I'm not gonna spend the night there. It's just you asking for it. So was actually it. Gonna show you a pile of books. So all of these and those are the books that I've just showed you. However, these books are not gonna go on my bookshelves. But they're actually going back in the box, or many boxes, because we actually bought a house. So that's really exciting. So I'll be moving really soon. I need to pack all my books. It's gonna take me ages. That doesn't mean that I'm gonna disappear forever or even for long periods of time. I mean, just it's gonna be erratic, my video schedule. That's all I'm gonna say. Is maybe that I put up more videos than I think, or maybe, you know, that one week I don't. Not gonna say that, you know, I'll be off for 6 months or something. I have no idea what's gonna happen. It's basically just to let you know that I don't have any idea what's gonna happen. And just bear with me, basically. And yeah, I'm also gonna film soon, probably tomorrow, another really exciting video that's coming up really soon though, and it's all about fantasy themed, and it's gonna take me a while to edit that because it's gonna be a really long video, but it's something that I've been planning for a little while now, and I really hope you enjoy that. I'm gonna see you soon for now. So I'm gonna have this kind of background for a couple of videos more probably before moving, and yeah, it's just to let you know. But basically I'm just telling you my life is a mess. I'm a mess, and that's okay. Thank you for watching. Let me know in the comments down below if you think I should definitely acquire some books in the future, especially horror books. I'm always looking for recommendations for that. So yes, please leave them down below. And again, if you want to subscribe, then the button is down below. It's up to you. I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a good day, night, depending on where you are, and I'll see you next time. Ciao!